And good morning. It's 7:03 on this Friday, November 15th. It's time to head to Studio B for Coleman and Company.
Hello, everybody. Welcome on a Friday. We're glad to have you. The weather's pretty good this morning. A little frost, but it's clouded over some. And I'll tell you what, both traffic lights were green this morning, so I had it made. We're glad to be on the air for Wilson Bank and Trust, and our friend Jim Watley is here this morning to talk about investments. Jim, good morning to you.
Good morning, Coleman.
Good to see you again. Hadn't been too long since David Walden was out, and I guess we kind of got the same kind of thing to talk about. You and David, among the early ones who got an investment department at Wilson Bank and Trust.
Yep. Matter of fact, October, I celebrated my 20th year, and I think David is maybe just 1 or 2 years behind me, but he came on just after I did. In 99, and he probably mentioned we've had a great year. It's been a good year for us. Investment team has, back then it was myself and Larry and Veronica, and so we had maybe 3 reps. Well, now we have 12. So we've grown right along with the bank. The investment department, we hope to hit a billion under management, $1 billion under management sometime in 2020. So that's a good benchmark for us. And so we're excited, about the communities we're in.
And sort of a goal to shoot for there. That will be a plateau when you hit that, something to really be proud of, even celebrate a little bit, I guess.
Sure. It's one of those numbers that you talk about for years, and you finally are able to reach a goal like that. And so we're really excited and just blessed and fortunate to be here in Middle Tennessee.
Any particular message you got for everybody this morning?
Really not specifically. We've got a lot going on. It's the end of the year, so just in terms of what we're doing with clients, we're looking at year-end tax planning, of course. We might remind everybody you got to do your required minimum distributions out of those IRAs. And as we've been able to do in the last couple years, you can do those directly to a charity, and you will not pay tax on that money. So that's an important little something you can do. Contact your financial advisor or come in and see us if you don't work with someone. But we can make that check directly to your charitable cause, and you would not pay taxes on that distribution.
Good to know.
So that's good. We're helping people just kind of set up for year end. If they got gains anywhere in their life, capital gains, we want to try to offset those with any other losses they might have. So things like that, just kind of house cleaning for the year end.
But although that's kind of routine, maybe even a little bit mundane, it's still very important to make the most of your investment and your dollars and to save on taxes.
Absolutely. I mean, particularly with those required minimum distributions, if we miss those, the penalties can be stiff. So we definitely want to police those about this time of year best we can. Event-wise, we do have a couple things going out in Mount Juliet. We're doing a customer appreciation on December the 6th. That's on a Friday. That'll be just an open reception, a little food. We've got John Birdsong and his jazz band coming over, going to play a little Christmas music. And you can just drop by anytime you want to between 4 and 6 over in the Mount Juliet main branch. The guys here in Lebanon are moving into some new offices. They've remodeled upstairs, so they're moving from downstairs to the top floor there in the main building, and so they'll do an event around that as soon as it gets finished. But that should be right around Thanksgiving, the 1st of December as well.
Does that make you want to come back to the main office?
I think I'm happy out there in Mount Juliet.
You've kind of established your own territory there, haven't you? Sort of.
Pretty much. I have a team there. We just call ourselves Mount Juliet Team, but Ann Weiler is there with me. She is an advisor as well. And we have Haley Barr. She's going to be a licensed assistant that is helping us out. So there's 3 of us there to help kind of that area, that side of the county. So, yes, sir.
Well, this has been a pretty good year for investments. What do you look for in 2020?
It's a great question. It's what everybody's asking about, and of course
we all want to know.
Yeah, we'll have an election, coming up, but at the end of the day, with the market, you kind of plan for the here and now. Right now, things are in gear. All the major indexes have hit a high here in the past 2 weeks. For the old technicians out there, that's a Dow theory buy signal. And historically, that's meant very good returns over the next 6 to 8 months, just from a technical basis. We still expect stocks to be strong. And at the end of the day, we've discussed in here before, with fixed rates and guaranteed rates as low as they are, stocks don't have to do a whole lot to beat those low rates. So we still favor the risk markets for those that, it's suitable for.
Well, one more time before you go, your event that's coming up in Mount Juliet.
So that's the Friday, the 6th of December. It's just a customer appreciation event. Be right there in the lobby. It is open between 4 and 6.
Okay. And since we talked about investments, we better do a little disclaimer here this morning.
Absolutely. Given that we're in the bank, it's not a bank deposit. It's not covered by FDIC insurance. Give or take what we're doing, possible loss of principal. And we appreciate that. Appreciate your time this morning.
All right. Well, Jim Watley, thank you for being with us today. I'm not sure I gave you the proper title when we began, and let me just advise everybody on your card here. It does say Jim Watley, CLU Financial Advisor. So
that's what my card says. I guess so.
Keep up the good work. Wilson Bank and Trust, member FDIC, equal housing lender, still here, still independent, still committed to you. Excellence in banking since 1987. Thank you so much, Jim.
Thank you, Coleman.
We are 10 minutes after the hour, and I have invited my friend and author and businessman in Lebanon, Al Ashworth, to come and be with us today. Al is right here live in studio and just raring to go, I'm sure. Good morning.
Always, Coleman.
Are you busy as you've been?
I am busy as I normally stay, working on projects, of course, running business, working with the Rotary, and planning for that next year. We got a lot happening.
Yeah, you wearing your Rotary shirt today.
And my lucky Rotary socks. Got my lucky Rotary socks on. Of course, we just finished the annual fish fry. Great turnout. We already started working on next year. So we're expecting the community to still turn out and help us support the community.
And speaking of being a businessman, you still have your business there on West Main Street, Custom Color.
Custom Color, been there since 1986, Coleman.
Yeah.
So still plugging away at it and still working with people that we've known
for
a long time.
Al, you are so diversified. Mostly what we've talked about are your writings, your books, being an author, and we'll do a lot of that today, I guess. But when you went in business in 1986, what was it, a special opportunity, or just sort of you just wanted to do something, stuck your neck out? How'd that come about?
I just put the kite out there, put a tail on it, and just see which way the wind blew.
I heard it expressed like that before.
But that was pretty much it. It was a new type of business. Nobody was really talking about, in the community. We had similar businesses, but I got a lot of really good advice, especially from friends that were in the financial world and also in the community, and I think I did well. We're still helping out the community.
So from that, establishing your business, which I guess has been at least a good part of your livelihood.
Yes.
You've been able to branch out and do other things, especially in recent years. In particular, becoming an author.
Oh yeah, the being an author was one of the things that I had always wanted to try. Even when in my early years, I loved to read. The library was my second home. I love to read all sorts of material, and I just always felt like that's something I would want to try to do. And it's been something that I'm glad I was able to do over the years, writing and getting books
Well,
out.
I'm thinking your maternal grandparents were both educators.
They were. My paternal grandparents, some people may know her, Miss Hattie Bryant.
Yeah.
She was very influential in that regard. And I owe a lot to having those genes, that's for sure.
You went to Castle Heights at least 1 year.
I went there a year and a half. Yeah, and I wrote about that, matter of fact, in my book, No Snow Days. They're still doing well. It still gets a lot of attention. And a lot of people didn't know the history of the school. And even though people lived in the community, you didn't really know the history of that school. And it meant a lot to this community, and it's very well something I wish we could have saved.
There was a military discipline there that you don't get in
Like
in
no other. Yeah.
And you experienced that for a year.
Yeah,
and a half.
we talked about that. Matter of fact, I was just with a group from the 1959 class. They just had their reunion, and it was a lot of discussion about demerits and, discipline, and it's something you carry with you for the rest of your life. And I'm very, very blessed that I had an opportunity to have that sort of instruction.
Well, we got to go to a break here in a minute. Before we do, got to ask one other thing. When you left there, I think you went to Lebanon High School.
Yes.
Now, there would have had to been some discipline playing basketball under Coach Gibbs, but you were probably a little freer, a little less responsibility than for the other 2.5 years.
Well, it was a huge transition, and it didn't go as smooth as I had planned. Of course, I write about it in those snow days, and Coach Gibbs and I had an understanding, and we're still friends today. Matter of fact, I had an opportunity to have a lengthy conversation with Coach Gibbs about a year or so ago, and we talked about some of those times, and it was very interesting. Yeah. Very interesting times.
What'd you do after high school?
Well, I started in computers, went to work for a computer company in Nashville, made my way through that, but all along I was focused on starting my own business at some point, and when I was 24, I started with Custom Codes.
Sounds like you've kind of been goal-oriented most of your life, especially your adult life.
Yes. Very focused on my idea of what I wanted to do.
All right, Alfonso is your full name, but Al for short.
Yes.
Al Ashworth, my guest this morning. We've got a lot more to talk about after this break here on Coleman and Company, FM 98.9.
And it's now 7:16. Let's see what's happening on the roadways. It's all brought to you by Bates Ford, and they've got a regular oil change, $28.95 up to 5 quarts of oil, tax and disposal. 1673 West Main. Now at traffic. Here's Chuck.
Well, good morning. It's still a mess here as they clean up this truck crash 40 eastbound before you get to Festers here at the 24 split. It's been slow trying to get down into Brentwood from that earlier crash on 65 southbound. Again, before you get to OHB, it's a crash in the 1400 block of M Hill Pike now getting some attention. Still a lot of traffic coming in through Hermitage Donaldson right now on 40 westbound coming from Mount Juliet. Smashville Moving Company is Middle Tennessee's new moving company. Check them out. Get to know them at smashvillemovingcompany.com. I'm Commander Chuck. You're on time traffic.
At Wilson Bank and Trust, financing a new home isn't just about buying bricks and mortar. It's more like helping a neighbor build and grow in life, and you won't find anyone better equipped for that job than a friendly expert who's right down the street. Whether you're looking at new construction or a home equity line of credit, Wilson Bank and Trust will work with you on a home loan that's closer to home. Visit Wilson Bank and Trust online or in person when you're ready to take your next step in life, and you'll be glad you did. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
Gregory Dental in Lebanon is a family dental practice located across from University Medical Center. They offer cosmetic procedures, dental implant services, and now featuring new digital dentures. Premium dentures in just 2 appointments. No insurance, no problem. Call about our discount plan.
Hi, I'm Dr. Derek Gregory. In my office, you can count on compassionate staff who will truly listen to you, take the time to get to know you, and discuss your personal needs. I look forward to meeting you.
Gregory Dental Group, 444-0322, West Medora Parkway across from Gibbs Pharmacy.
Coleman and Company, thanks for joining us. It is a Friday morning. Al Ashworth is here. Let's kind of turn to what you've been doing lately. Your no snow days.
Yes.
Is that maybe you've done better with it than any other? Or?
Well, I had one that still does well called Spin Cycle. It was one of my early books, and it's inspirational story. It's fictional. But it has a lot of truth in the book, and a lot of people that read it, they really appreciate it. It's just a simple story.
Can a person do one that's almost totally fiction, where supposedly no living characters are really portrayed or talked about? But I still don't think you can hardly do that without at least thinking about some of your life experiences and some people that these characters might remind you of a little bit.
Of course, you write what you know. And so I think no matter what genre you're writing in, your life experience is going to influence that writing in some way. And and that's the same with me. A lot of my stories that I write were either based on experiences or based on a unique character that I may have known growing up or whatnot. Of course, you change the names and, and those sort of things. But yes, I think almost everyone, that if they will admit to it, write from their experiences.
But you've done this, you had a series of books on a mystery.
Yes.
Thing, which means...
The True Manchurian was my first book, Coleman, and I look back at that now, and there was a lot of things I would have done differently, and you still can if I choose to go back and do some rewrites. But it's like having your first girlfriend. You never forget that person. But in regards to my writing, it's a process that takes time. You get better at it as you do more, just like radio. You get better at it when you're at the mic. So I've gotten better at the writing. Now I've slowed down because I understand I don't have to be in such a hurry to get the project done. To be a successful writer, though, you have to have ideas, and these ideas can come to you if you wake up in the middle of the night, or when you're in the shower of a morning, or when you're driving on the road, whatever. A lot of right.
And I don't know how well you capture these or keep them in mind, but I'll have a lot of ideas hit me. If I don't write them down, they kind of leave me.
I use technology. I make notes, record notes, save notes, and maybe if I start a project, something may turn my attention and I may go in another direction. And I've done that a few times. So I've got several projects in the queue that I felt like it wasn't time yet.
Oh, speaking of time, I've got to ask you about time management.
Oh, goodness.
Because I think that's, in some ways, is one of my poorest. My time management, probably, I would get a D minus.
Well, Coleman, we were laughing this morning because if you beat your guest here, then we're late.
Well,
I think you managed very well.
I have got that down to a science.
Yeah, you managed it very well.
I'm talking about maybe a little bit broader picture than just what time I come to work every day.
I've always been a person that looked at it in the same way in regards as others, that we all have the same amount of time in the day,
and
no
that's
matter
what
who you
scares
are.
Me. Yeah.
But you focus on what you're passionate about. And so I'm able to put things in a certain perspective that where I can put it away for a little while I go do something else. So I'm running my business, I'm not writing, but at a point in the day, I may stop and do a little writing. So I sort of take advantage of where that moment or that time is available. And of course, we always have time that's based on the importance of what we're doing. So,
does recreation ever get in the way of you getting work done, getting things finished?
Well, I guess some people would say that I enjoy engaging in politics.
I would,
as recreation. As recreation.
Oh, okay.
Because I have no aspirations of running for any office. But if most people who know me will say, Al has an opinion about just about everything when it comes to politics. So I have fun with that. I really do. I think some people may get too serious about it.
So maybe part of that is a little bit recreation to you?
Yeah, it's a little bit of a release. Matter of fact, I'm working on a book right now called I May Be Wrong, But I Don't Think So. That's going to be a lot of fun. A lot of people think, when I've talked to people about it, well, you're too serious about that. No, it's gonna have some humor to it. So I'm working on it right now.
I had heard that line. I've seen that on Facebook.
Probably.
I can't remember all that was associated with it, but I don't think I realized you were writing a book.
That's part of the branding. It's part of the branding of the new project, the new book I'm working on called I May Be Wrong, But I Don't Think So. And
is this pretty much about government and politics?
Government, politics, daily life, just about a whole lot of different subjects that I feel like that everybody has their opinion. And it's hard. Most people don't change their opinion just because you want them to.
Yeah.
So regardless, people say, well, it's sort of arrogant to say I may be wrong, but I don't think so. But I say you have to read into what that means. Most people will not admit they're wrong. That's the difference.
But that's a catchy title. I mean,
Sure.
that gets your attention.
Well, it does. I mean, I do a little
And
podcast.
we've heard people say that
Yeah.
over the years. I've heard that numerous times.
Oh, yeah, in
It's-
different ways, and I've seen it. And I want to claim that I coined it because I've been saying it for so long. I sort of feel like I started it somehow. But no, it's just been one of those things, and I'm willing to put myself out there and give my thoughts on it. But an opinion is not fact. Opinions are just opinions. So everybody has one.
I think some in the House of Representatives right now ought to be reminded. of
Well,
that.
you know, and politics being set aside, I have different opinions when it comes to politics. Most of my friends and most of my relations think one way, and I think another. You know, and that's what makes this country so great is that you can have your own opinion, give your own thoughts. And
Well, since you
feel okay
mentioned
about
it, how come? I mean, you obviously think for yourself.
Sure.
I think, but you are pretty much the opposite of what probably most people who
Would
know
think.
You, yeah.
Oh yeah, and I still
I'm
have.
just wondering how that came about.
Well, I think it came about from being exposed to different people at an early age. I remember schools integrating. When schools integrated, I was meeting other kids that I didn't grow up with. Then I was able to go to Castle Heights Military Academy. I met people from other parts of the world that were outside of my normal circle. So I sort of adapted to that, and it left me to ask questions. And when you ask questions, you seek answers. And when you get answers, you have to decide what's true and what's not true. And that's how I base my views. I don't look at other people and try to judge what they do or say. I just look at the facts. And that's how I form an opinion.
So how many books are you writing right now?
Oh, goodness. I'm writing several. Trying to get them finished is a different story, Coleman. No, I'm working on. I'm trying to get out. I was just talking to my publisher. Matter of fact, I'm meeting him today about finishing up the book. I may be wrong, but I don't think so. And No Snow Days still has me out talking about the book. I met with the statewide teachers union. Retired teachers union. I spoke to them in Murfreesboro earlier in the year. It was a huge turnout, and I still get a lot of talk from that. So yeah, it's been amazing. It's been an amazing ride.
When you going to have that bestseller that everybody?
Well, I'll leave that up to the bestseller gods. I'll leave that up to them, Coleman. I just love to do
That
what
would
I do.
be a dream.
Well, yeah, it would be nice to, but I've never hung my hat on things like that. I just do what I enjoy doing, and like starting a business, I didn't do it because somebody else was doing it. I wanted to do it myself. So writing and other things that I do are the same. I approach that with that same attitude.
Somebody who might want to sort of follow in your footsteps, at least as far as writing, get started, you probably have a lot of experiences you could help them with. And I think when you've done the Author's Day, maybe at the fair, that's kind of been a part of that.
And I love giving back. That's part of what I do. That's my DNA is to help other people. And Author's Day has been a blessing because I get to meet new authors, and I can sort of help them along the way because somebody helped me.
Yeah.
And so, that's something I really enjoy doing is the Author's Day event.
Is do you people are going to continue to write?
Sure.
There's not going to be a shortage of opinion put on paper or on the internet or somewhere.
Blogs.
Yeah.
Of course, social media. a lot of people have become mini writers. I mean, Twitter.
Yeah.
And, ever how many characters they can fit in there, so they become writers within their own selves. So, yeah.
We're about out of time here,
Right.
but have you seen with the difference here, and sometimes it seems like people don't pay as much attention to grammar, correct spelling, pronunciation, or that kind of bothers me sometimes. And
Sure.
I see the misuse of verbs and sentence structure. And
You've been reading my Facebook post, haven't
No,
you?
I haven't. Not
No, I'm
lately.
teasing you.
Have
I'm
you
teasing you.
done that?
Well, I was very disappointed that I was not as capable as an English student as I thought I was in school. But I had a lot of help from people that read my material, and they were like, "Hey, you're gonna have to brush this up. You're gonna have to get better at that." And I took good instructions, so I'm glad in that regard.
Of course, you can be like John Sloan. He can get by with.
Well, some of us can get by with just about anything. John's a good guy.
Our time's up. Thanks for being with us. I really appreciate it.
Thanks for having me on, Coleman.
Okay. Always
really
good.
appreciate it.
All right. That's part one of Coleman and Company. We've got more. Please keep it here. FM 98.9.
And it's now 7:28. Let's see what's happening on the roadways. Want to thank Bates Ford and the Works Vehicle Checkup. They'll make sure your vehicle is ready for any road. Up to 5 quarts of oil, tax and disposal, tire rotation, and safety check. 1673 West Main. Now at traffic. Here's Chuck.
Well, good morning. Cleanup continues on that early morning truck crash, 40 eastbound before you get to Fessler's here at the 24 split. Just busy, you would expect out here this time of the morning. 65 now trying to get up through Williamson County from Franklin into Brentwood. 4700 block of Franklin Pike. There's South Nashville on a 2-car crash. Still looks good this morning on 40 east through Kingston Springs coming in from Dixon County. Smashville Moving Company, Middle Tennessee's new moving company. Check them out. Get to know them at smashvillemovingcompany.com. I'm Commander Chuck with your on-time traffic.
Hey Medina, it's almost Thanksgiving, and we would like to thank all our customers who have put their faith and trust in us this year to take care of all their real estate needs.
We're thankful to live in a community where people do really care about each other.
Yes, let's stop and be thankful for what we have and not for what we want. Happy Thanksgiving!
Call Judy Cox or Medina Himmentoller at Exit Rocky Top Realty. C&D Team, 443-3130.
She's taken care of you your whole life. Now it's your turn to take care of her. But with a family of your own and other responsibilities, there just aren't enough hours in the day. That's why it might be time to call the Pavilion Senior Living. From bathing, dressing, housekeeping, and meals, the Pavilion Senior Living is committed to being senior living you can trust for your loved one. Find out more at pavilionseniorliving.com or call 444-5556. That's 444-5556.
Fresh off of this play, that big win over the Chiefs and a bye week to heal up, the Titans are back at it this Sunday against Jacksonville. Titans Countdown happens at 2 o'clock. Then voice of the Titans, Mike Keith, and Coach Dave McGinnis call Titans and Jaguars with a 3:05 kick.
Brought to you by Absolute Kubota X-Mart, Bates Ford, Fakes and Hooker, Steamwell Plumbing, and the Jewelers.
This is Wilson County's home for real country music and the Tennessee Titans. Real Country 98.9.
A mainly sunny into the work week here in Middle Tennessee. It will still be a little chilly as we head through this afternoon. Highs will top out in the upper 40s. If you're going to be out and about this evening, we're in for another cold night. We'll see clear skies with lows dipping down into the mid-20s. Sunshine will stick around through the weekend. That's your latest forecast. I'm meteorologist Nisa Lomax.
Coleman and Company, it's a Friday. Thanks for joining us. And let's talk now about the C&D team of Exit Rocky Top Realty. We've got Miss Judy, we've got Dana here this morning. And we will say good morning to both of you.
Good morning. Good morning.
All right. We, of course, tell everybody you're in the same location you've been all these years, just a little bit different name, and try to mention that every week. The C&D team of Exit Rocky Top Realty. How are things going?
Oh, it's great. I mean, it's
Busy.
like warm out there this morning.
Yeah.
It's
It's perfect. It's perfect.
We don't wear coats.
Now, this is autumn today. 2
Yeah.
days ago, it was winter.
Winter.
That's right.
Yes.
But it feels great out there. It's like a real warm up today. It's going to be beautiful this weekend.
Yeah.
Great day to get out and look at houses and show houses. So it's going to be great.
Well, you got any particular ones you want to
Well,
talk about?
I was going to tell you about one off of Franklin Road. We've got three. We've had three in that same area right there. But this one is on Edens Road, and it's just the little road that you go down Franklin Road when you get off the interstate there at Hartman Drive, and just go down Franklin Road just maybe a couple of miles, and on the right you'll see a little short road, a little dead-end road, Edens Road. A lot of people don't know where that is. It's Eddins, and it's a little mini farm. It's 7.3 acres, and it has a beautiful pond, and the pond is stocked with fish. And it's absolutely, it's one of those ponds you can see from the house, from the back porch. You can look out and see the pond with trees all around it. And it's all, the land's all cleared off. It's fenced and cross-fenced. So you could have horses there or cattle. And it has a barn. And it has a 2-car garage. It's heated and cool. So if somebody, a man cave, or this guy used to work on cars there. And so he had a nice garage to work in. Then it's got a carport on the side, and it's got 2 drives. You can come in either side of the farm, which makes it really nice. And the house is 3 bedrooms, 2 baths, had hardwood floors, a split bedroom plan, but it has a beautiful covered back porch you can sit on. Then it has a Florida room. Also, you can sit in the Florida room in the winter, and it's so neat because sitting in the Florida room, you're looking directly out at the pond. It's one of those beautiful scenes from the backyard.
Yeah.
And that one is $449.9, and it's ready. They've already found another home. They're downsizing, and they love their farm. And to have a farm within 2 miles of the interstate is really good. And to have a beautiful one that's cleared, it's got some trees and it's level. It's just a beautiful piece of property that little road, to be honest, I had never went down that road before until we got this listing. So, but just call us. We'll be glad to show it. It's easy to show, and it's a good deal at $449.9 with 7.3 acres.
All right. And that phone number, 615-443-3130, where somebody answers it 24 hours a day.
That's right. I'm going to let Medina talk about a couple
Tell
of
us
them.
more, Medina.
Well, we've been busy, as you know, and so we have a new listing that we want to talk about. The owner has been getting it painted and doing some work on it to get it ready for showing. So we put the signs up yesterday, so it's ready to go. But it's on Canesville Road, and it's not far off the interstate as well. And it is a brick home, and it's 3 bedrooms and 2 baths. No, I'm sorry, 3 bedrooms and 3 baths.
Oh.
And 2 of those bedrooms could be masters. One of them, of course, is a master suite. The other one, it could be a master suite very easily. It has a full bath. Both of them have, the masters have full bath, but it's a suite type. And the master bedroom is huge. And it's a brick home. All the rooms are large, so it's an open floor plan. When you walk in the front door, you see all the rooms at once. It has a large fireplace with brick hearth. It has a kitchen with a Florida room that goes out into the multi-level deck outside, and then it has a screened-in deck on beside of the multi-level deck with a hot tub. It had the backyard is fenced in. It has a 2-car garage, detached garage. It could be used as a storage. It could be used as a studio, or of course a 2-car garage. And it also has a carport. The driveway is concrete, so it's right off the highway there. It's a beautiful piece of property. It's right over 3,000 square feet. So as you can tell with that square footage, it's an open floor plan. All the floors are laminate and tile throughout the house, but it has been remodeled. There's nothing bad about the house. If you like an open floor plan that already has all the floors and tile, laminate, and everything, and you would love to have 2 masters, this is the one for you. But it's listed at $329.9, but it's been freshly painted as well. And also I want to talk about another one that's on West Clay Drive off of Horn Springs Road. It's in a cul-de-sac. a dead-end street, and it's on the end corner lot, and it is 3 bedrooms and 3 full baths and 2 half baths, and it's a 2-story. It's vacant. It's new carpet. It's got the tile floors. It's got a gourmet kitchen. It's got all the bells and whistles for a home in Hancock Place is the name of the subdivision, but it's listed at $499,900. So you can't go wrong with either house. If you're looking for a single level on Eddings Road or Canesville Road, or you're looking for a 2-story on West Clay Drive. We'd be glad to show you any of the houses, even if our sign is not in the yard. We'd love to show it to you.
Well, looks like y'all just got plenty, and this is 3 of the best right here this morning, I guess. But,
And we want to remind everybody about this coming Saturday
Yes.
for Lebanon is Shop Lebanon, Shop Local. So we want to make sure that you get out Saturday. I think on the square they're going to have all kinds of deals going on, and we want you to shop with the business people here in town instead of driving out of the county and keep our tax dollars here.
That's right. Keep those dollars here. They return great dividends.
That's right. That's right. We always say the small business person is the one that you see at the Little League Park that sponsors the Little League. They sponsor the billboards. They sponsor signs. The local people sponsor local activities.
They are the ones
shop
that
with
get
the local
asked.
people.
They are the ones get asked to shell it out. So help them out.
That's right.
Yeah.
So help them out in return.
Well, appreciate you saying that this morning. I guess that's about going to do it for y'all. We'll see you next Friday. But
And in the meantime, you don't make a move without us.
all right.
She's going to get it in there.
That's right. Well, I was waiting for that. We will see you next time. Thank you so
later.
much.
Bye-bye.
We're 20 minutes before the hour, and my guests for part 2 are with us and coming around the table, and want to welcome Jim Harding again. And we want to say hello to I guess he's our prodigal son this morning.
Check, 1, 2. This thing on, Coleman.
Alan Ricketts, good morning.
Good morning, Coleman.
Good to see you, Alan.
Good to see you,
How
Coleman.
you been?
Terrible.
Well, I don't think that, but I think you weren't here the last time, but you're here today, so that's good enough.
I've got an important announcement to make first off this morning. We had an emergency meeting of the board last week. Jim's not aware of this. We're going to change our name and our mission to Wilson County Easter for All. We're going to get Jim a bunny suit. He's going to stand down on this. Melanie Minter says he can stand on the square in front of the chamber office and hand out Easter eggs.
Well, they've been giving me the big egg for years anyway, so this is going to get it kind of
Jim would look good at
coordinated.
He'd look good at big ears.
Yeah.
Oh well, Jim. Good morning to you.
Well, good morning, Coleman.
Oh, let me mention Veterans Day was Monday. You were here, I believe, last Friday, and we talked about that. But you were the MC for the occasion. I thought it all went well. I got there and missed a little bit of the parade, but stayed till the ceremony was over, and I thought everything went well, and you did your part well.
Well, thank you. None of the planes crashed. We got all the flyovers out of the way. It was Don Fox has always coordinated the parade and always did an excellent job. He's got this secret formula algorithm he goes through. He won't share with anybody, but that's fine. And I thought Scott Benson did an excellent job. Excellent job on his speech. And just about the time I got ready to close, about 3 raindrops hit me, and so we didn't waste any time getting out of there. But it was a great event.
Yes.
And I want to appreciate the community. There were so many community restaurants and things participating, and breakfast and lunches and all sorts of stuff. And a lot of the schools had programs and all like that. I want to thank the community for what they did.
Well, that was, of course, Monday and all that went with Veterans Day. Today, you're here to talk about Wilson County Christmas for All, which you have been a part of for quite some time, a board member of this organization, as well as the Toys for Tots coordinator. And Alan Ricketts is president of Christmas for All, Inc. So
I'm in my 10th year of a 2-year term. But you're not going to hear any complaints from me. It's a good gig, Coleman.
Well, where are we? What's the word today?
Well, the application process has already begun. I told Jim earlier I've gotten several emails and some phone calls already, starting in the middle of the last month. But hey, where do I apply? But on the flip side of that, I've had a whole lot of people call me this year saying we want to help, we want to volunteer. So I think we're going to have plenty. We always need more volunteers, but I think it seems like the interest is up this year. last year, and consistently, as I've said before, bankers kind of like to get excited about numbers and trends, and consistently we're serving around 2,000 kids, and 2,000, if you combine it, about between 1,900 and 2,400 kids a year on average, and we do that all in a very short period of time, Coleman. As a matter of fact, I didn't realize it till I saw this. The warehouse is opening next week. I thought it would be the week after, but the time is compressed between Thanksgiving and Christmas this year. So we'll start distribution next week, and it's kind of organized chaos when that happens, and then we get it all done in a period of just a few days there leading up to Christmas. So
hey, I was looking at the calendar this morning, and of course Thanksgiving's always the fourth Thursday in November. And the way the calendar falls this year, Thanksgiving is as late as it can be. So there's that much less time between it and Christmas.
Yeah.
And so I guess that's necessitated a little change for you then.
Well, yeah, we're going to be putting out the toy boxes next week. That'll be about a week earlier for both of us, and kind of get started. Now, some may wait. A lot of them like to wait till Good Friday, but we'll be getting them out. In fact, I was hauling toys last night.
Black Friday.
So he's got
Black
Easter
Friday.
on the mind. I'm telling you, Coleman, he wants to wear the rabbit suit.
Y'all got me off on a different train of thought, and I'm just visualizing how many comments I would get from various people, but I might not get any from some of them at all. Some of them might just be right natural. But I was last night. We've had some early big donations, and I was finally with the corporation out at the Ag Center and Quentin Smith got a spot out there to get some stuff out of Hampton Inn. We was pretty well better at overpower Hampton Inn, which is our 24/7 drop-off site. And I don't know the lady's name, but I'm going to thank her. But she had an event and brought in, I guess, 10 or 12 boxes of toys, and then Comcast brought in 250 stuffed animals, and the little girl at the Hampton Inn, her office was just stacked up, and we were trying to get those out last night. I promised her I'll get them out as quick as I can. So it's starting, and Lebanon's a real giving community. Everybody always comes forth, and we never have a problem running out of toys and running out of volunteers. It's a good community to work in.
All right, at this point, I think it's time for us to take a break, and we'll continue our discussion with Alan Ricketts and Jim Harding in a moment here on Coleman Company, FM 98.9.
And it's now 7:46. Let's see what's happening on the roadways. Thanks, Absolute Kubota and Rental. They have a large inventory of new and used Kubota mowers, RTVs, tractors, hay equipment, and more. Come in Saturday. Free popcorn. Check out the new Kubota products. 1325 West Main. Now at traffic, here's Chuck.
Well, good morning, Tina. Let's move this right over to the side here on 40 eastbound at Broadway. Again, it's over to the right-hand side. It's still working with that truck wreck from early this morning, 40 east, right before you get to Fester's there at that 24 split. Still moving coming in through Mount Juliet right now on 40 westbound in Hermitage. Hadn't been too bad out here on 40 east coming in from Dixon County. If you're in a bind, need cash, Choice Cash has a way to borrow up to $10,000. Call Choice Cash today at 1-800-658-9816. I'm Commander Chuck. You're on time traffic.
Since they retired, one couple has ridden every wooden roller coaster in America. What are your goals for the future? Your Waypoint financial professional can help you develop a financial plan to get there. Waypoint, your future, your way. Call your Waypoint financial professionals, Bill Bryson, David Gordon, Tracy Hay, and Tony Helton at 615-444-6548 or log on to axaonline.com. Financial planning services provided by AXA Advisors, LLC.
Right now is a great time to step up to Exmark, the Mowers Landscape Pros trust 2-to-1 over the next best-selling brand for as little as $2,699. Step up to the new Radius, the next great zero-radius turn mower from Exmark, or go all the way up to the Exmark Laser Z, the top of the line for zero-radius turn quality. See your local Exmark dealer for complete pricing and finance details and schedule a free demo today. Stop by Absolute Kubota at 1325 West Main in Lebanon or call 615-449-6171.
Coleman and Company, thanks for joining us here on a Friday morning. Again, if you just turned your radio our way, we're just thankful to have you in our audience and remind you that today we've got Alan Ricketts and Jim Harding as my guests. Wilson County Christmas for All. Alan is the president and Jim is a board member. And Jim has a lot to do with Toys for Tots and that organization as well. Why don't we, I'm turning to the back page of your notes here, Jim, talk about the Watertown Angel Tree and the Mother's Toy Store here for a few minutes to get that out of the way, and then the rest of the time we can talk about more of what's happening right here in Lebanon.
Okay, Watertown has historically had a Christmas distribution program called the Angel Tree, and a few years ago it was kind of like they're getting up to the point that you start getting in money and doing things. You don't have a structure. So we had some conversation with them, and they decided that what they would do is we kind of have the Angel Tree as a part of Christmas for All. Applications for the Angel Tree are at Wilson Bank and Trust. They're on the square. And there's also a toy collection box there. And but they can get their applications there and get them filled out, but they'll pick up their toys at Westland Methodist Church in Lebanon as everybody else does. Our good friends in Mount Juliet, Sherry Bilbrey and the Mother's Toy Store, which is the Big Brothers, they're in operation again. Their applications are at the Community Center in Charlotte Daniels Park and the Mount Juliet Health Center. And their distribution right now is set for the 21st at the Mount Juliet Middle School from 11 to 4. You must get your applications done by December the 13th. So people keep that in mind. And that's for folks on that far side of 109 where people in Lebanon can't go, and we're on this side of 109 where people in Mount Juliet can't go. But no, as
passport, Coleman.
Yeah, as I say, we're the two organizations that don't fight across 109. We get along well and work together.
Well, the thing about it is, I mean, it's a county-wide thing. It's done just a little bit different in Mount Juliet and Watertown, but you're all working together.
Sure,
here.
it's all, and along with the Lebanon Fire Department, and they do events during the year and donate funds and come over and help during the week. They park the fire truck outside and come in and help pull toys. They're so busy now. When they started going to automobile accidents, it like quadrupled their calls, and so they really have to manage their time a little bit different. But they're a great help with Brian Fountain and all his folks over there.
They just had their golf tournament at the country club a few weeks ago, and I can't say enough about all our donors and all our volunteers. The Lebanon Fire Department, if it weren't for the Lebanon Fire Department, we wouldn't be where we are. You know, the Lebanon Fire Department is always there. They're a very dependable bunch of guys, and help us a lot.
Well, the dates people need to keep in mind. The applications have been available for a few days now.
For a week or so, yes.
And tell us where they're available still.
They're still at the same place as before, out there on Legends Drive at I'll call it Department of Children's Services, the Department of Human Services out there. You can pick up the application there. It's the same format as it's been in the past. You drop it in the box there, and we'll get the application. I've been getting several emails about that, and that's not changed. And of course, in Watertown, as Jim said, we can take them to the bank up there on the square, pick them up and drop them off there, and we'll get those orders filled, and we'll start making phone calls. It's important for the people that are the recipients or the applicants to understand that when we reach out to you to make that phone call, you need to answer the phone, because we're going to schedule a time for you to come pick those things up. And we shut down operation week before Christmas, and inevitably somebody forgets to come get their stuff, or they just don't make it. So we don't want that to happen. So be mindful of that. On the flip side of things, people are always asking, what can we do? I had a lady at a church out in the county I've been communicating with for a couple of months now, and they're wanting to do something different this year. So they've reached out to us, want to help us, which is great. But I told her, I said, money, manpower, and then toys, because we can take that dollar and turn it into more than $1 because of our tax exempt status, plus Julie Kelly going out there and buying the stuff and establishing relationships with our vendors. And then we always need help. And you can go over there on the weekend and there's people standing on top of each other and they go, well, I don't need any help. We need help during the week. When people like me Jim doesn't work anymore. He's retired. He's reaping the benefits.
Yeah.
People like me have to work, so we need people to go out and help then.
Well, now, listen, I'm gonna take up for Jim just a little bit here. Jim does work. He doesn't work.
Jim has
a job
never
like
worked.
he-
I just don't get paid anymore.
Jim has
That's
never
the
worked,
problem.
Coleman.
I'm thinking about going back to work so I can have some time off.
And I've never known a guy to get. He goes to Vietnam. He pulls a tour in Vietnam, and he goes back.
I know.
There was no politics over there. No danger crossing the street. There was no interstate. It was
No
quite
electricity, no water, nothing.
nice. Don't drink the water and don't go swimming anywhere.
We're getting shot at this time, though.
Yeah.
Oh, you said you are pretty good on volunteers.
Well, we always can use help. Linda
But
Shank out
more
there.
during the week.
Yes. Well, I say that. Linda will probably kill me, but yeah, historically that's when we need help. You come out and pull toys and fill orders and things of that nature. A lot of people just like to come out and just lend a hand.
Yeah.
And
Now, you mentioned earlier, I think you've, over the years, somewhere maybe as little as 1,900 to as many as 2,400 people.
yeah, we I'll go and listen to other organizations talk about the number of people they serve. And there's, as I've said before, I don't care what organization you give to, just give to somebody because it just makes things work a lot better and it makes your life a lot better. I want you to give to us, but find an organization that's worthy, and there are a lot out there. But it's amazing to me how many people we serve in such a short period of time.
Yeah.
It's really, and we've got it now thanks to Jim and the guys that were involved in it way before me. It's a pretty smooth process now. It doesn't look like it when you go out there at first, but when people go out there and volunteer, they're amazed at the organization and the way it works. We had some people from the bank last year go out, and they came back and said, we had no idea it worked this way. They've got it down to a science.
Well, times are pretty good right now, but I guess as our population grows, the numbers are going to at least stay where they are or grow a little bit themselves for those that you serve.
Exactly. I don't know what the trend is right now. Linda usually keeps me very up to date on the applications that are received, but that just started recently, and I've not had a chance to get with her on it yet. But back when the economy was in the dumps a few years ago, it was odd to me, Coleman. The number of applicants didn't change that much. Yeah. It did, but not significantly. I think what is probably going to affect our demand more than anything is, like you said, population. It seems as if there's always that need out there, regardless of how good or how bad the economy may get. But pick up a few, and you may drop a few. But with the population doing what it's doing, it'll increase.
But those who are recipients, they have to have a Wilson County address.
It's supposed to be. We don't have this. It's not a vetting process like to get a clearance to the Pentagon. If you're in a county, we can prove that, and we don't spend a lot of time on that. We're gonna try to help the kid.
It's a little more of a situation of validating the children. If they attend school in Wilson County and they'll all have a school card or something, that's kind of part of the criteria that we use. We have to kind of set limits. We don't have, a lot of the surrounding counties don't have Christmas programs. Mm-hmm. And that sort of thing. Let me say, one of the important things we do is we keep a database, which we share with Mount Juliet to make sure that everybody's going to get served once before they get served twice. If somebody wants to do an angel tree or adopt a family or one kid or two or whatever they want to do, is call us, because even if you want to do your own, we'd appreciate if people would say, we're going to do one, we've got our own group of kids, because we can put them in the database and make sure that every child gets served once and doesn't get served multiple times and we miss some other child because maybe we run short on toys. So, and I tell people, just come and walk in the door and just say you want to just see how it's going on, and just kind of look around and we don't necessarily give tours, but you can go in there and get a donut and eat a donut and wander around, and then see if you want to volunteer. And just, we don't do things on a regular basis. We don't shop every night of the week if the floor is full. So it's hard to tell people, come on Tuesday nights and you can do A or B.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's a 2-day cycle, sometimes a 3-day cycle, but just come to Westland Methodist Church in the back activities building and just come in, make yourself at home and look around.
And,
Glad to have you.
Yeah.
We'll put you to work.
You might find something that you like to do.
You sure?
You have. I guess there's a variety of things to be done.
Well, there's phone calls to be made. There's filing to be done. The shoppers are probably our top volunteers. They're the ones that go and make the selection. I'm very poor at that. I've flunked that course several times. I just can't help but put one more toy in the bag, and that's kind of a guy thing, I guess. But we have receiving, just like any warehouse situation would do, and there's all kinds of sorting toys and putting them in the locations to get ready for the shoppers to go through, and then people come and pick them up, and they go back and get the bags, bring them to the front door. Yeah, there's something for everybody out there.
Couple of minutes left here this morning. Might go over your dates for people to keep in mind again here.
Well, we're going to be open November the 18th. The district, you'll probably get to start getting phone calls maybe the day before that, but actually we'll begin picking up toys on the 20th. We'll close about, I think, around the 13th of December, which will be midweek rather than the traditional Saturday before Christmas, because our schedule's just really kind of gotten cattywampus with Thanksgiving being late in the year and all. So
Hey, Jim. Linda just sent me a text.
Okay.
The warehouse opens Monday the 25th.
25th.
And distribution starts Monday the 2nd.
Oh, okay.
So she's listening. She will not let me get away with anything. I'll not take responsibility for that statement. That was Jim's fault.
I'll plead 74 years old. So.
I tell you,
what's your name again? Coleman?
With both of you here, there's not too many double, but our time's about up. Wilson County Christmas for All, Alan Ricketts, president, chairman, and Jim Harding is the board member, and both of y'all have been doing this for quite some time. It looks like things are pretty much going as per usual. And just getting the word out here is what you're here to do today. So,
hey, one more thing. My daughter's birthday's coming up. I want to wish her a happy birthday. Had another friend with a birthday last week. Happy birthday, everybody.
I don't know who everybody is, but okay.
Still here, still independent, still serving you.
We're going to close it out here. Have a nice weekend, everybody. And until Monday, I wish you a fantastic day.